The next topic I would like to discuss is using a calculator to evaluate trig functions. On your exams, if you are asked to find a trig function value for an angle that you know, such as a 30-degree angle, 60-degree angle, 45, or any quadrantal angle, then I would expect you to be able to do those without a calculator. However, as far as what we've learned so far, you are not given enough information to find, let's say, the cosine of 48 degrees. 48 degrees is not an angle measure that we know a triangle for, and thus we can't go and find trig functions for it yet. One of the things that I need to point out as far as on your calculator is your calculator has two modes for entering in trig function values. The angles that you're going to be given are either going to be given to you in degrees or radians. As we've talked about previously, if those angles are given to you in degrees, there will be a degree symbol indicating that that particular measure is in degrees. Let me look at the following examples that I have written down, and I first want to identify if we're going to be in degree mode or if we're going to be in radian mode on our calculator. The following problems are given, you have the instructions, find the following trig function values by using a calculator, round to 3 decimal places. The first problem that we are given is cosine of 48 degrees. This will be most definitely done in degree mode because you see the degree sign. The second example that you're given is tangent of pi over 12. Now, if pi over 12 had had a degree symbol on it, you would have used degree mode. But because there is no degree mode, then pi over 12 is understood to be radians. So on this one, you would want to use radian mode. For the third one, we're asked to find the cosecant of 21 degrees. And so this one would be entered in degree mode. The last question is cosine of 25. Now, I did not put a degree symbol, which indicates to you that the 25 is actually radians. So this would be done in radian mode. Let me first show you on your calculator how to get from degree mode to radian mode and vice versa. Most of you will be using either a TI 83 or 84. It doesn't matter if it's a plus, but your screen will look something like mine. First thing, you can go to mode. Mode is the right button, or the button just to the right of your second key. Press mode. And then under mode, you'll see 3 lines down. You have the choice of either radian or degree. If I want radian mode, I can arrow down, make sure the cursor is blinking over radian, and press enter. That will change me to radian mode. If I want degree mode, I'll go over and I'll make sure the cursor is blinking over degree, press enter, and that will change me to degree mode. The first question in my set was I wanted to find the cosine of 48 degrees, and so I want to be in degree mode. Okay, to get out of this screen, you can press second and then mode, which is quit. Alright, I want to do cosine of 48 degrees. Your trig buttons are down here. I want cosine, I want 48. Because I'm in degree mode, then I understand that this will be entered in as degrees. You notice that the calculator opened a parentheses after the cosine, so you need to close the parentheses after the 48 and then press enter. I get 0.66913060064. Rounded to 3 decimals, that will be 0.669. So my first example, the value is 0.669. Okay, for the second example, I would like to compute tangent of pi over 12. Alright, the first thing I need to do is realize that pi over 12 is in radians. So go to mode and change your measure to radians. Press enter, and then to get out, you can do second mode. I need tangent of pi over 12. Pi is a symbol as a second above the little caret key button. You can do second caret key, and there's pi, and then divide by 12. Close your parentheses off. You have this set in radian mode, and so it will understand that this is in radians. Rounded to 3 decimal places, that will be 0.268. Now, cosecant. Cosecant of 21 degrees, the first thing I need to do is change the mode back to degrees. And then the next thing I'm going to notice is I'm going to notice that I don't have a cosecant button. I have sine, I have cosine, and I have tangent. Written in blue above those, you have sine to -1, cosine to -1, and tangent to the -1. Those are called inverses. Inverses are not the same thing as reciprocals, and so you don't want to use those blue sine to the -1, cosine to -1, and tangent to the -1 buttons yet. We're going to learn later on what those mean. If I want to compute cosecant, cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. And so to be able to type this in, I'm going to have to do 1 divided by sine. 1 divided by sine, I know, is the reciprocal, and so that would equal cosecant. I wanted the cosecant of 21 degrees, so 21. I get 2.790. So with cosecant, I'm going to make the note of what you had to enter in your calculator. In your calculator, you had to enter 1 divided by sine of 21 degrees. And that's how you got to there. So you have to use the reciprocal idea to get cosecant. The same thing would be true if I needed to get cotangent or if I needed to get secant. I'm going to have to use the reciprocal idea to get to there. Okay, the last problem was I want the cosine of 25. 25 doesn't have a unit measure on it, and so it would be understood to be in radians. Okay, I want cosine of 25. That value gives me 0.991. This concludes the lesson on how to compute trig functions using your calculator.